Hello.
Yeah, I'm trying. Hold on. Yeah, this is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. I'm John. I'm here with my special guest, Hector, from the Chill Dude on the Couch. And this is our second collaboration video. We'll be doing our top 10 songs from the band Rammstein. We thought it was maybe a good idea to do this band since they do have an album coming out in about like 2 weeks. So I'm waiting for that one. So let's not waste any more time. I guess last time I went first. So would you like to go first, Hector?
Yeah, I can go first this time. So yeah, like you said, they're putting out an album in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna start with a song. It wasn't a single, and it was from the album Risa Risa, their fourth one. And it's called Moscow.
Yeah.
And I picked this song because this song, it's really different, and it had like some female singing in it that it reminded me of that band Tattoo. I don't know who the singers were, but there's a line, yeah.
I remember Tattoo. It was
and there's a line the somewhere to go Moscow, and they're like da, 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 and it sounds like very Tattoo meet Rammstein, and I know it's like more of a hidden, like a song. It's like it wasn't a single, but it's a great song.
Like a good like deep cut.
Yeah, like a good deep cut. So that's why I picked it as my number 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that one. I think I remember the song title. I don't remember the song. I'll have to go back and listen to that one. But that's a good one. Actually, let me get my list because I know these like German names are probably like be mispronouncing these, but Ashes to Ashe, which in English I believe it means Ashes to Ashes, from their first album called Herzlight. I like this one. It does have that like early style with Rammstein does very well mixing the electric guitars, doing almost like thrash metal, but with that like electronic music, more like a Nine Inch Nails type of stuff. So that's what I've always liked. So that song, always stood out for me. It captures that sound. It has some like slower parts, where they just have these breakdowns where it's like focus on the electronic sounds and some of the focusing on more like the heavier guitars. So it's always been one of those songs I like. So that is my number 10 from their first album.
Yeah, that's also on my list further up, but yeah,
it's
cool. A great song.
Nice.
So my number 9 is also from Herzlight, and it's called Rammstein.
Yes.
And that's the song that ends the album, and it starts with like a electronic, like slow, and then it goes that when Tin Lindemann goes like Rammstein.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. And it's a song that starts slow, but then it has a great guitar like that. It has that great guitar. Something that I think that Rammstein should get more credit for is their guitar players. They're really good. They're not super soloing, but they're so tight. And the type of industrial metal that they did. And also, Herzlight just turned 25. Like last year or before. And I got
it was a 95.
Vinyl. Yeah, okay. Here's the vinyl for Herzlight 25.
Cool.
For people, if someone doesn't know the name Rammstein, they would think like, what is this strange gay porn that Hector has in his head?
I know.
I know it makes you want to go to the gym, right? You like look at them and they're like, I gotta go to the gym. But yeah, I got it and it sounds great. And that was a great debut album. And I picked Rammstein as my number 9.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good song. I like that first album as well. I know last year I did a lot of anniversaries. That one I missed, I guess. I reviewed on Mutter. That's actually my favorite album, and that one will be appearing multiple times on this list. But anyway, let me jump into my number 9. Now I'm gonna like read this because I'm not gonna say it correctly, of course. Streeb Nick Boromir, and then in parentheses it says, "Don't die before I do." This is from the album Rosenrot. It's a song. It's a ballad, but it's in both German and English, and it has a female singer who Actually don't know who it is, so if anybody knows, please put it in the comments. But I really liked it. It was just a mixture of more like the male vocals and the female vocals. They kind of like trade off. And you know, Till Lindemann sings in German, obviously, and you know, this female vocalist sings in English. I really like this one a lot. It's a softer sound. It doesn't really have like a lot of the electronics. It's more like a power metal kind of style ballad, and that one always stood out for me. And I thought it was a good song from the Roast and Rot album, which is one of those albums that, you know, I guess it's one that, you know, people don't listen to as much, but
Yeah,
it had a few songs that one, so that's my
yeah,
number
that's
one.
an album that I remember. I listened to it a lot when it came out, but it's not one of my favorite Rammstein's albums. I actually don't have a song from that one, so no, there's no Te Quiero Puta
Oh,
in my list.
I was hoping you wouldn't put that song on your list. That was kind of cringy.
No. That's one of the cringiest songs ever. That one and the other one that they put on the other album, Pussy. I'm like, no, that's too cringy.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that was a #1 hit in Germany. Pussy.
Which one, Te Quiero Puta
or Pussy?
Yeah, and you know, I saw Rammstein live
Yeah.
in 2000, I think it was 13 or 2012. And when they played that song, Pussy, Till Lindemann actually wrote a huge penis that squirted.
I heard about that, yeah.
It was hilarious, but yeah, no, those songs are not on my list. At number 10, I have from Senchus, which is their second album. The album that actually broke them in the States. So I'm talking about the song Engel, which means angel in English. And that's a song that also has some female vocals on it. And you know, is where he says Engel die, and it has like a great guitar hook. And when they play that song live, he gets some wings that he puts on fire. So yeah, Engel, I think it was another one of the singles in that album. I'm not sure. I don't think it was the first single, but yeah, it's a real great song. To this day, I still love it.
Yeah. Okay, that one is going to be on my list up higher, so I won't comment much on it. But that is actually my first album I ever heard from them. Steinsut, or however you say it. I do have a couple of actually songs from that album, so definitely I'll comment more on that later. So my number 8 is Tattoo. This is from the latest album, well, the previous one from 2019. I guess it's either self-titled or untitled. I like this one a lot. It's a heavier song. It has like a thrashy guitar sound, a really nice fast drum beat. You know, they do incorporate the keyboards, you know, later on. You know, it does get a little melodic later on, and they do have like the cleaner tone and the rock sound. This was an album. I actually just listened to it recently because, you know, before, like, Rammstein didn't have their albums on streaming services, but now they put them all on there now. So this is a really good album, that Untitled one. You know, I don't have a lot of songs from that particular album, but it's a good album. I think it's better than maybe like a couple of the previous ones. So again, that's my number 8 from the self-titled or untitled. Yeah.
Actually, my next song is from that album. That album for me was kind of a mixed bag. I like some songs, but I wasn't super on board. It was kind of a disappointment for me. I'm a huge Rammstein fan for years, but that album has the great single that they released, Deutschland. And I thought that song was great. After, you know, when they put out that self-album title album, it had been 10 years since they had released an album, and people were like, what's going on with Rammstein? But Deutschland set the bar for me real high. I thought it was an amazing song, really catchy. The electronics were great on it. The music video is amazing. And that's why I have it at my number 7.
Okay, yeah, cool. That one I don't have on my list, but it probably would have been a close one. A really great, powerful music video, you know. Like Rammstein, like they don't you know, when it comes to being controversial, they don't pull their punches. They sing what they want. And That's a really great music video. I think you have to like watch the video to appreciate the song very well. So
they've always had great videos. That's
yeah,
one of their strong suits.
that's true.
Very good video.
Okay, so my number 7 is Son. I think it's SONNE from the Mutter album. I believe the translation means the sun, I believe.
Yes.
And it is pretty cool song. Yeah, they start with like the counting, like ein, sein, drei, something like that. And then it really just takes off the heavy guitars, the keyboards, the vocals, where they do the vocals and then the heavy riff, then the vocals, then the riff. Really great, one of those songs that has always stuck with me. Just very memorable, really great chorus. It's a catchy song. And this is my first one from the Mutter album, but I believe I do have maybe like 3 or more from that album. It's probably my favorite.
That's a great album. And I remember, I think that music video was like them with Snow White.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, because it's about the song. I don't know what relation does it have to do with Snow White.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's not on my list, but almost made it, because that Motor it's a great album. It's a great third album for them. And so we're up to my number 6, which is Mein Teil from Reise Reise. And this was a very controversial song, because it's about cannibalism. It's about, I think the story of the song is that Till Lindemann read about someone who asked online to be eaten by someone.
Oh, I think I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, Mein Teil means like my piece, or it could be my penis, or, the lyrics are, but the music video, I don't know if you remember it, he's like in a butcher suit, and then they're walking down the streets in dog chains, and it's I think that was the first single from Reise Reise, and actually Reise Reise, that's my favorite Rammstein album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the fourth one. I think it's very respected, but that's the album that really I've gotten into them, but on that one it like solidified my love for Rammstein. So that's why I have Mein Teil at number 6.
Yeah, that's actually a good album. I do have one song from that album, and it's pretty cool. I think that was the follow-up, the one that came after Mutter, I believe, right?
Yeah, the fourth one.
Yeah, that was the fourth one. Okay, cool. So my number 6 is called Freier Frei from Mutter, and now I believe it's the translation means like fire. It's like a firing squad. When they say, in English you say open fire, but they say Freier Frei. Just really a great song with the electronics and kind of like a slow build, the intro, the guitar riffs, really great, almost like thrash metal types of guitar riffs. Then you use lots of different sounds, like the sirens, like they probably do it on the keyboards or something, but that sound, and like bang bang, that part's really cool. And it's just a really great song. Another one that I've always liked from the Mutter album. So that's my number 6.
Yeah, and that song was actually also included in the Vin Diesel movie Triple X.
Oh, okay.
I think they are in the movie.
Oh, they are?
The beginning of the movie, there's like this concert, and the band is Rammstein. They're playing that song, and it's a metal concert, and there's like this like James Bond in the crowd, and so everyone knows he's the agent. He gets killed, and that's like the thing with that movie. Like Vin Diesel was like a James Bond that didn't look like James Bond. It's a terrible movie, but Rammstein.
Yeah, I remember. I saw the sequel to that had Ice Cube. I remember.
Yeah, the terrible movies, but Rammstein was in there, and that was
cool.
Huge for them, to be in a movie that a lot of people saw.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's a nice one. Okay, where are we? You're up, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm up. Yes. So I'm up to my number 5, and I have from the album Motor, the title track Motor, which means mother.
Yeah.
And this is a song that, it starts so slow. You hear the baby crying, And if I think I was reading the lyrics, you know, it's all about he's singing to like his mother didn't love him, didn't want him. So it's a really strong and personal song. And I think I don't know if they released it as a single, but I think it's one of a deep cut that it's like a deeper song. Obviously very haunting, especially when you
Yeah.
hear the kid and you hear the mother, because he starts singing slow and then he goes mother, and
Yeah.
then very symphonic. It's such an amazing track, and that's why I have it at my number 5.
Okay, cool. That's a good song, and I'll comment more on that later because that one is going to be on my list. Okay, cool. So where are we? I'm on my number 5. It's a title track from Sehnsucht. Again, this was the album that caught my attention. It was the album with like Du Hast, which actually like that song. It's not on my list. I'll just let you know right now. But you know, I love Du Hast. But Sehnsucht, heavy, thrashy riffs. This like you know, electronic, and it has that like a Middle Eastern chanting, like the oh,
Yeah, they go
like that.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great song.
So I like this one a lot, and it just has a really great interlude. I like the drum beat on this. You know, it has some like some nice rhythm on it, and so that's my number 5. It's just a really catchy song, and one that just stood out. So from Sehnsucht.
Awesome. Yeah, great song. Not on my list, but
Yeah.
it's a great song. So my number 4 is another one for Harsalite, and it's called, you already mentioned it, Asha Su Asha.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a great upbeat song. I don't know what else I can add to what you say, but it's very upbeat. It's got some great electronics, great guitar, really hooky. And to this day, I think it's one of, they almost always play that song live because it's a fan favorite, and I love it to this day. That's why it's my number 4.
Okay, cool. So that's yeah. So again, that's a great song. We spoke about that already. My number 4 says Links 234. Now again from the Mutter album. This one, so I believe the translation is like left 234, kind of like the military where they're like they're marching, something like that. And it's a very like political song talking about like the whole like left-wing politics, and then you know it goes into Nazism and it goes into more detail. But again, another great song, just one that always stood out for me, the industrial metal sound. This one actually reminded me of like the band Ministry, like that type of like industrial metal. And you know, Rammstein did kind of do their own thing, but it reminded me of Ministry. You know, again, it's like a darker tone. You know, it has those like military, like marching sounds, and that really works like within like the song's rhythms. And so that's my number 4 from the Mutter album. Again, so Links 234.
Yeah, no, it's a great song, and you know when you hear it, it's almost like you can imagine the marching.
Yeah.
You go links to, and you can imagine that like German like marching, and it's really catchy.
Yeah.
And especially the guitar riff stays in your head. Another great song from an album that I think kind of underrated, because not a lot of people talk about Motor, but it's a great album. So my number 3 is another one from Raisa Raisa, and it's actually the self-titled track Raisa Raisa, which means like rise, rise, and that's the song that starts that album, and it has like some like accordion on it, like at the end and at the beginning, and I love Till Lindeman's vocal on it when he goes Raisa Raisa, Siemens Raisa, you know, like a lot of people don't give Till Lindemann enough credit. He's a great vocalist, you know, like sure he can do like the more like spoken, but on that song he's actually singing, and he can get up in a high range. So I think he's an underrated singer in that respect. And I love how that song starts, and it has some like breakdowns like that, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. And it's a great album opener, one of the best album openers in my opinion in a Rammstein album, and that's why I have it at number 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's another good song. I didn't have that one on my list, but like I said, Riser, I think that was a really good album as well. My number three from that album, Riser, and it's the only one I have from that album, America. I really love this one. It's just the music video. You got to watch the music video to kind of appreciate it. I mean, you can understand it because they say all these things, in the lyrics. You can pick out these like names. They talk about Coca-Cola, Mickey Mouse, and things like that. But you watch the video and they're showing like the moon landing, kind of, making fun of the U.S. where the conspiracy about them faking the moon landing and like filming it. And the whole like Americanization of like the world. So, in any country you can buy like American products. And, I know this because I'm living outside of the US right now. I mean, Coca-Cola is everywhere and, there's Starbucks everywhere. And, that's the whole idea of the song. And that's why I always liked it. I'm not, it's a catchy song, it's good. The instrumentation is great and all that, but just the lyrics and the whole like lyrical topic and the idea of it, I've always loved it. And that's my number three. So America.
Yeah, no, that's a great song. And it's something that Rammstein, even though they look very serious and menacing, they have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, that's one of the more like humorous songs.
Yeah, they can take a piece of themselves. And obviously this is a critic of America. They say Coca-Cola, Mickey Mouse, Wonder Bra.
Yeah,
about all the commercialization in the world. And obviously people hear it and think, oh, it's corny, it's funny, but no, it's a deep message in a song that it's pretty catchy. If you think, they still keep the humor. The newest single, Zigzag, if you see the music video, the song I don't like that much, but it's all about plastic surgery.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw the music video, but
I did
and at the end has his face wrapped because it's falling apart, and that's something that Rammstein always has great humor. They can have great humor, and they're German. I don't think Germans are known to have great humor, but
yeah,
they're very humorous. And yeah, America is not on my list, but it's a great song, and the video was amazing.
Yeah.
So my number two actually is the song that I first heard from them, and obviously is Du Hast from Sensuous. This is a movie. I remember the music video was very inspired by Reservoir Dogs. Actually, the video, it's like a scene from Reservoir Dogs. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
I know the movie.
Yeah, and obviously it's a song that people thought when it came out, like, oh, this band is gonna be a one-hit wonder. Oh, Du hast mich, you hate me. But when I heard that song, I really thought, it was interesting. And something that is really amazing about Rammstein is that they have success singing in German all around the world. They didn't have to revert to English. Like they have a few songs where they have English, but it's very impressive how they have such a rabid fan base around the world singing only in German. And yeah, I love Du hast the electronic that. Yeah, it's really catchy. It's one of their. It's a great introduction, obviously, for people that don't know Rammstein, and obviously there's a lot of people that only know Rammstein because of this song. But I still love it. That's why I have it at my number two.
Yeah, so this one, it's not on my list, but this one probably like would have like just like almost made it. It was the first song I've heard from Rammstein. It was back in like the late 90s, and I was actually living in Mexico at that time. I moved back to the US like a little later, but so like you said, they are an international band. I was in Mexico, and like this band is like, all over the world. It's in German. They did an English version, which I have on my computer, but I don't really like the English version of it. I mean, I like Rammstein. I like the German versions of this. It's pretty cool. It's just, and I think it doesn't translate well because the translation, like du hast mich, is like I hate you, but that's not really like the best translation. Then the other part where it's like in the interlude where they say something in German, and it's kind of like, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? It's like the German version of that.
It was like 9.
And then he says nein, which is no. And so Again, I think it just works better in German, but that's been a song I've always loved. Again, and also the first song I've heard from the band.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the next two are going to be two that you mentioned before, but my number two is Enkel. And like everything you said, just a great song. The female vocals, that really like helps, make the song more memorable. So this song I remember, it has like the whistling in the intro, like the, like that.
Yeah, I can't whistle. That's why I didn't do it.
I probably didn't capture it perfectly, and I remember I used to be an English teacher, and one of my students had that as like their like ringtone, and I remember that their phone kept going off in class, and I would always just hear that whistle. I eventually told them to put it on silent, but I think that's what I always remember about that song. And again, just a great song. Like I said, the female vocals really make it. And again, that's my number two. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song. And when they put out Du hast and that song, they toured in the 1998 Korn Family Values tour. They were actually, I think they were one of the opening bands.
They might have been. Actually, I have a CD from I didn't see that particular tour, but I do have a CD. I think it had like Ice Cube. It had some rappers on it.
Yeah, I had the VHS, and that tour was Korn, Limp Bizkit, Orgy, Ice Cube, and Rammstein.
Yes, those are five. Yeah,
I would have loved going to that family. Amazing. I think Ice Cube played that song, the song that he has with Korn, "The Children of the Corn."
Yeah.
But yeah, Rammstein, they're on the video for that Family Values tour. There's a part where they come on stage and they're like butt naked, only with tape around their genitals. Really? And they played a show like that, and you're like, oh my god, they were hardcore back in the 90s. And I would have loved to see that show.
Rammstein, it's a band I've never seen them live, but I know whenever they come to the city, they play like really loud. Like I can.
Oh, they're super loud.
I can hear them like from my house, because I don't live. I live, I'm not very far from the venue, and very loud band. So
yeah, they're very loud.
Yeah.
So finally, I've reached. I think about my number one, right?
Yeah, you're your number one, because you went first.
My number one. So my number one is also from the album Herzeleid, and is "Du riechst so good," which I think translates like "you smell so good."
Okay.
And I love the guitar for that, and like "Du riechst so good," and it's all a song. If you read the lyrics, it's about a man like saying like, "Oh, she smells so good. He wants her. He must have her." And the music video for that one, the Till Lindemann, or one of the members, they turn like a wolf when they finally in the video like have sex with the woman. And it's to this day I say it's the most naughty love song ever.
Okay,
that's why I have it at my number one.
That's your one. Okay, yeah, that one I'll have to go back and like re-listen to that. That one didn't really stand out for me. My number one, you mentioned before, it's the title track from Mutter. It just, like I said, it's a dark ballad. Now, I did a review of this album last year because it was celebrating an anniversary. And like you said, there are some different interpretations of the lyrics, about a boy whose mother didn't want him. But I did read some other interpretations of the lyrics, because on the album cover, you see it's like a dead fetus. So it's kind of like talking about abortion, where a woman terminates her pregnancy, and it's like the fetus like singing to her like, "Oh, why don't you want me?" And that makes it even like darker, or even like scarier, or like that. And that's why I've always liked the song. Just so much emotion, and like that part in the end, like Mutter, when he like yells.
Yeah.
And that's why I have it at my number one. So I've always loved that song. Again, that would probably be my number one album, Mutter. I think they did really well on that one. But
yeah, it's a very
underrated. But all their albums are great, so it's kind of Yeah,
I
subjective.
love all their albums. I think the first 4 albums are my favorites. After Raisa Raisa with Ronsorot, it was okay. Then they had I can't remember the name of the one that has Pussy. That one I liked it when it came out, but I don't go that much to it. And the
Yeah, yeah,
self-title, not that much. So the first, to me, the first 4 albums of Rammstein are essentials. You
yeah,
know, it can depend on the day. I think I have a strong ties to Raisa Raisa, the first one, and I think Motor and Sensuous are tied.
yeah,
But all 4, like those are their masterpieces, in my opinion.
yeah. I would agree with you. And then I would say, like the ones that said like Rosenrot, and the one after that, which I'm not going to remember the name of it.
It
Those
was
were probably
very
like,
long.
yeah, those are probably the weaker ones. I think the Untitled one was a step up, so that one was a look pretty good. And this new one, the singles were okay. They didn't blow me away, but
They
I'll
haven't
have to
blown me
wait.
away either.
Yeah,
Uh, I think Sight, it's okay.
yeah, Sight was
But
pretty good.
yeah, Sight is good, but Zigzag is just too corny, and
Yeah,
it's corny in a bad way. You know, it's not America. You
yeah,
know, when America was, it's a more catchy song. So I still want to listen to it and probably try to review it. Although it's like we can't talk about the lyrics. If like, yes, I love the lyrics in this album. Do you understand German? I sure don't. But yes,
well,
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
gotta see it.
That's why a lot of times I like to run the lyrics through like Google Translate. They're probably not perfect, but you kind of do get like the gist of what's
Yeah,
going on.
but
But
yeah, but when the album is out, we don't know how soon they're gonna have
actually, that's true. Yeah,
the
they don't
lyrics.
always put the lyrics out. Yeah, so again, yeah, I'm definitely gonna review it. If I like it, I'll probably like pick it up later on.
You know what would be cool? What if we do like a joint review of the new Rammstein album?
Yeah, yeah, I'm up for that.
That would be cool. Like just like you talk about your the tracks that you enjoyed more. I could do the same. I think that would be interesting. And obviously, yeah. Obviously, I want to thank you again for inviting me again to your channel and do top tens. Super fun, and I was really excited for this one because I really love Rammstein.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So definitely, and everybody, if you're still watching, please subscribe to the Chill Dude on the Couch. I will put a link to his channel in the video description. And again, we'll be back again. So I do like that idea of the joint review. So hopefully that
Yeah,
will be our next collab.
awesome.